In this week's issue of Honey Hole TV Magazine, we'll travel up near the Texas-Oklahoma border and fish on Lake Nocona. With Honey Hole Magazine subscriber and tournament angler Randy Womack, you'll get Bass Club affiliation information and more. So stick around for the next 30 minutes and join us on Honey Hole TV Magazine.
Around the edges, tattered at seams, worn by the weather, but I still have my dreams. So I wrote me a letter to Deborah Jardine. Please put me on the cover, Honey Hole Magazine. I'm a little hard to look at.
Honey Hole, the trophy bass magazine of Texas, presents Honey Hole TV Magazine, the only current television program devoted to Texas lakes and Texas bass. With your host, Honey Hole Magazine president and editor, Jerry Dean. Honey Hole TV Magazine is brought to you by Champion Boats. Take the Champion Challenge today. Evinrude Outboards, Bomber, Rebel, Hidden, Cordell, Smithwick, and Riverside Lures. Quality products for fishermen throughout the world. Oshman's Super Sports USA. Pinpoint Troll Motors. The only troll motors that automatically track structure. Silver Thread Fishing Lines. Texas Lake Guide Maps, and the Water Walker. Stay tuned for today's first cast on Honey Hole TV Magazine.
The V6 Johnson Fast Strike is now more reliable, more fuel efficient, and faster than ever before. But while we've made some changes, one thing hasn't changed. The Johnson Fast Strike is still the most advanced outboard engine ever conceived. So why did we change the 150-175 Fast Strike? Well, Johnson believes the only way to remain the standard of excellence is to constantly raise it. For more information and the location of your nearby Johnson dealer, call 1-800-998-9960.
Hi, I'm Mark Davis. You know, one of the questions I get asked more than any other is, how do I learn more about bass fishing? You know, bass fishing is a great sport, and it's a complex sport. And the answer I always give is this: to learn more about bass fishing, you need to talk and visit and learn from other good bass fishermen. And the best way to do that I know of, especially here in Texas, is in the pages of Honey Hole Magazine. Give Honey Hole Magazine a try. I'll guarantee you it's going to help your fishing.
Jimmy says Excalibur are the future of fishing lures. Like Mark Soson's Excalibur minnow.
Pretty, hey.
And Zell Rowland's Super Pop R.
Oh, great hooks.
Hey, that's me with my new Excalibur fat-free shad.
Fat-free? Yours? Oh, who's this?
That's Jimmy Houston with his new bigger and better Excalibur Super Spook.
Oh, what a handsome man.
Oh. That thing was 5 foot. Well, he may have followed you out, but he was 5 foot.
He was out away from him a little bit, wasn't he?
Moss boss fishing this morning, folks. Been a lot of years since I've even tied one on.
He's trying to go under the boat.
Those of you that have seen Mr. Randy Womack in the boat with us here, this man puts us on fish. Good, buddy. That's a good way to kick it off. Hadn't been out here for just a few minutes. And Randy lives up in Nocona, North Texas. In fact, he's my deer lease man. But
that's a stout rascal.
I guess we've had you in the boat the last couple of years at least twice, hadn't we?
Come up.
But cloudy, a little bit of rain. In fact, rain just now starting to hit us again. It was raining earlier this morning. That is a pretty one, buddy. And Randy, of course, fishes our team tournaments. Gosh.
A little bit.
We still got a ways to go on that now. The last 2 times we was on this lake with him, we are at Lake Nocona, by the way. Last 2 times, what I had a 9 3/4 one time. What was the one you had? Well, we didn't weigh it, did we? But it'd go right at 10 if it wasn't 10. But how many acres, Randy, did you say we got?
This is 1,470 acres.
Not a lot of water, but it is a fine little body. I really
well, I'm glad we got that one on top water. Sure like that.
Well, I was talking about this old Moss Boss. I throw this thing, in fact, had about a 9 3/4 on it at Monticello back about 82 or 83 when I was still guiding before we ever started Honey Hole. And honestly, I don't know if I've thrown a Moss Boss since 85. But
Well, I kind of keep this head just a little bit.
can't do it no more. Now y'all notice he gave me the white one. You notice he caught the big fish on a black one. Now here's
Now, I
cloudy
didn't have
day.
no idea about that. Of course, it is cloudy. The black might be better.
Let's get a good close-up of this thing, folks. And of course, it's got a trailer hook on there, but main thing, it's got a decent hook on the back, but the fish have a tendency to knock them out. It's just a shell of plastic, but it comes across the water so good, and just really doesn't take a lot of effort. In fact, you was talking about a lot of times you'll fish it on braided line, and then you just almost get lazy with it, can't you?
Yeah, it'll work. If you work it right, you run it for an hour or two, it'll sure get you wrist and your elbow and arm in shape.
It'll do that. It'll make you a good spook fisherman.
But for this kind of fishing, it's hard to beat. It's about really, you can throw a rad or something like that, but I don't know, I sure like it over the rat. I can't hook them as good with a rat.
Yeah,
Don't seem like.
they'll go after this one with a vengeance. Oh, now that's a little better fish, isn't it? Well, I don't mean better than the last one.
I think you got me in that stuff.
Well, that stuff's
Maybe I can get
pretty
him
tough.
out.
I'm gonna try to keep him going in there if you think you can get him, buddy.
I think I got him now.
Just had a blow up on there, just about in that same spot.
If he don't get in all that stuff,
If he doesn't.
he's already in it pretty good. There he come out.
Tell you what, folks, this is just any kind of topwater course. The excitement's there. Oh, that is a good fish, buddy. Huh?
I ain't got him hooked.
That's not the one that hit first, is it?
I think that was him. He jumped on that.
Just didn't look like he was.
Oh.
But again, that's the thing, folks. This topwater like this, and y'all apologize for sticking my back to you here, but I'm trying to keep this boat into the wind, keep from drifting into the grass bed too much. Anytime, you know, Randy's talking off camera, just up to that little healthy.
Yeah,
he's
he got some
her.
shad in him.
The thing is you set out here on this grass, you know, buzz bait would work along the edges of this stuff, but it's matted to the top. And not all buzz baits, but it'd be tough fishing one anyway. It's still rough to get those blades to turn without picking up grass or something before you get out to the edge.
Well, not only that, the wind's blowing into it, and all the fingers of the moss are going away from us. When you go trying to pull back against it, it's sure.
That's a real good point, Randy. I don't think we've ever said that before, but if you think about it, folks, what he's saying, all them fingers of grass going with the wind, blowing toward the shoreline.
And we can't fish behind it to throw up and go down the grain of the moss, so you got to fish from the outside.
Well, it can make a difference here, but tell you what, it's fun for me to watch you catch them on top, even if I don't have
Well, that one there jumped plumb out of the water, looking like a dolphin, didn't he?
It is pretty. But y'all stay with us as always. We'll be right back. Say Mr. Randy Womack on Lake Nocona. Top water.
Over the past 2 decades, Champion bass boats have earned a reputation as the best handling, best turning, best riding bass boats on the water. So why would we change them? It's the Champion spirit of excellence, an insatiable quest for perfection that inspires our engineers to raise the bar a little higher, go the extra mile, and distance our boats from the rest of the pack. Because we know there's always a new benchmark on the horizon. Stop by your local Champion dealer, test drive a Champion, and register to win one of your very own. Step into the standard by which all bass boats are judged. Champion.
Advanced microprocessor technology, combined with 5 integrated sonar transducers, keep your boat perfectly positioned on productive structure, automatically. All you have to do is catch fish. Pinpoint trolling motors. When you're on the structure, you're on the fish.
Right here, right here, right. I got room. I got. Get out of my way! Get out of my way!
Every week, someone in Texas dies because of a driver like this.
Yes!
No wonder they call it a wake. Don't be a pain in the boat.
if he don't get in the moss.
You know, there's another fish roll right behind that one, Randy.
That ain't very deep right there.
We've rolled around on down the lake, folks, and we're just about to give up on the thing. Now, there's a fish there busting, Randy. We've got 2 or 3 up right in here.
Well, this is right next to that creek.
I think that's the difference. We've got 5 or 6 feet in the bottom of this creek here, but these fish, we've had several blow-ups. That's another good one.
He eat it pretty good too, you know.
We'd really about made up our minds that the top water was over this morning. Just seemed like they kind of shut down. Other than a bunch of these little fish, we've all had 2 or 3 more of them. I can't seem to get them. I think Randy dulled the hooks on my bait or something.
No, I didn't. They sure, though, they're not wanting to take it very good. That's just kind of a...
Had one about like that a while ago.
That fish was in 8 inches of water, wasn't it?
Not much over there. That's another one of the problems fighting this shallow water like this. It can be frustrating sometimes, and all this thick moss trying to keep it off your trolling motor blade and keep your baits working right. You let me get one here in a minute, it changed my whole attitude.
Well, we had several there, but they sure...
I thought I had 2 or 3, but
they're picky about what they want. And a lot of them, we're not pulling or jerking it away from them. They just don't seem like they want to eat it.
And too, Randy, one thing we want to tell them, I know, is like we was talking about using a buzz bait a while ago, but there's a lot of this scattered stuff, but it really doesn't seem like a fish or in it as much. They're really right on the edge of that thick mat, aren't they?
Well, what it is, most time the sun's been out and it's been real hot, and they get under that mat, and I think that's just where they stay. But 90% of the fish that you catch seems like they're right next to that real thick stuff. And I've fished this scattered stuff a lot, and I don't know. I don't never do real well in it.
Well, we'd have thought with this cloud cover, you know, that they'd have moved back out into this looser stuff like this, or that they could have. Thing is though, it's nice on us. This is the first day we've been on the water in 2 months, and I know you're fishing too, that we hadn't been sweating and soaking wet by 9 o'clock in the morning.
178 degrees.
It's supposed to be about 90 degrees today, 31st of July in Texas, folks. That's that's almost like Christmas.
Well, I'm glad we caught that fish. I knew that's a good little old place right there. It's next to that creek, and it's got a dip, a little old ditch that runs in there 3 or 4 foot deep. But that fish was, I know, not in a foot of water.
It was 2 or 3. I saw one roll just as soon as you set the hook, looked like another, and that same size kind of rolled about 2 foot from you.
But you know, a lot of people, you would think that they wouldn't be in that shallow. I mean, in the middle of the summer like this. It just goes to show you never know about them rascals. Of course, the water's dingy too.
There we go.
I'm hung up.
Coming up. Oh, nice one. Listen at him.
Well, I thought he had
he's
you
big
right.
enough. He's big enough to get the bait in his mouth anyway. We're out here in the center of the lake, folks, on a brush pile. 22 feet. Oh, he's got all kinds of hooks in there. That fat-free shed
I'm
getting
hung
down
up
there.
in the brush.
Well, that's how I found it when you got was finally. It is tough, folks. I've been doing this a lot of years, and I'll tell you now, you fishing somebody else's brush pile out in the middle of the lake, when they get confused trying to find it and hit it, it's pretty tough.
I'm gonna pitch that out now that we...
Oh, I did not heard that noise. I didn't know what it was.
I'm gonna pitch that marker, and that way we kind of... The wind's got us so bad I can't fish it.
That buoy marker out the wind, the way it normally fishes this thing, having to throw straight into it, and then what y'all are seeing now, just this minute, just kind of laid a little bit.
I'm gonna have to go down there and get that.
If you hadn't hung up,
cut me off at the pass. I was fixing it.
I was 2 foot behind you. When your bait hit the water, I threw it right on top of him, just fell right in behind it there.
He's dang sure learning, I'll promise you that. He's watching where I throw.
We're gonna put the wrong number up for you. He does guide up here, folks. We've told y'all this before on some of these North Texas lakes. And we want to put his phone number up here. He's a killer spending a day in the boat with. Now, you got to have fortitude and perseverance.
The way it's going, I don't know whether you put that number up or not.
I told you we're going to put a digit wrong or something. We know how to do this stuff. We just give one of your competitors' numbers. But seriously, Randy Womack, folks, up here on this part of the country, the man knows his water. Promise you that. Yasty's Bass Club and team tournament fishing boys, they'll tell you what they think.
I never backed off that. I thought, I'm going to hang up in that brush, or I'm going to root the bottom.
And come right up to it, and I'll catch one while he's unhanging. We'll do this while y'all take a little break here. Y'all be with us right back. Randy Womack, Lake Nocona.
Whoa, that one's in there.
Do you have a slight problem with your rig? No matter what your boat's problem, it's time for you to visit AAA Fiberglass and Tackle, centrally located in the Metroplex in Grand Prairie. Now AAA Fiberglass and Tackle has an on-site mechanic certified in Mercury, OMC, and Yamaha outboards. AAA is also your complete fishing outlet with competitively priced tackle and is your Honey Hole subscriber discount store. Visit AAA Fiberglass and Tackle, located 2 miles west of Loop 12 at 2021 East Main in Grand Prairie.
Honey Hole viewers, listen up. Now you can order past episodes of Honey Hole TV magazine on VHS tape. For years, people have been recording Honey Hole each week to collect the valuable and current information we bring you on your favorite lakes. But now you can order the programs you may have missed when you were on vacation, at the lake, or simply forgot to set your recorder. We are now offering programs on over 60 lakes, up to 10 different shows on some lakes. We have extensive coverage on Fork, Richland Chambers, Ray Roberts, Monticello, Gibbons Creek, Choke Canyon, and more. These are not highlight tapes. These are complete programs, including Jerry's map tip at the end of each week's show, a must for all tournament fishermen. To order one tape for $15, or 2 to 5 tapes for $12.50 each, or 6 or more tapes for only $11 each plus tax, call 1-800-657-9565. Order the complete collection on your favorite lakes. Visa and MasterCard accepted. Call today.
Fishing, hunting, camping. You'll enjoy it more with the right equipment and guidance from the seasoned outdoorsmen at Texas Outdoors. Berkeley has a wide assortment of accessories, and you'll find them at Texas Outdoors. From the Berkeley fillet knife to Berkeley's hook sharpener, let Texas Outdoors and Berkeley get you the right equipment for the job at hand. Located on the Weatherford Traffic Circle in Fort Worth, Texas Outdoors.
Oh, goodness. Maybe decent fish.
That's pretty good, and it looks
Got him
like.
hooked in the side. Oh, yeah, good one here. About time, buddy. Every time we come to Nocona, we have a good one. I don't think that's going to be a 9-10 pounder like we've had the other trips, but
sure all right.
It's a pretty fish. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he ain't hooked too good either.
But that's that Excalibur in there. It's twisted. He's not going nowhere.
If he don't try to...
Whoa. Watch that. They'll hook you too, buddy. Whoa. Oh, he's got the other hook in him now.
Now you've got him where I can't get a hold of him.
Don't let her hook you.
Oh, okay, I got him now.
Got it. Good deal.
That's a dandy.
Hush, I hate to be nice to this guy, folks. Y'all hadn't seen the last 2 hours. I've been cussing him and kicking him. But we have fun every time we go. We always kiss and make up, don't we?
Yeah, I was getting discouraged. It's pretty tough fishing.
It's been a tough day, folks, and we still would like to bring you one more, but it's 4 o'clock now. It's been about, 3 hours since we stuck that last fish.
You caught him?
Yeah, we need to get a shot
of
over
it anyway.
anyway.
Don't mind, I'd sure like to maybe get a picture of it.
Let's do that. Y'all just hang on. We'll black her out as usual and be right back with you. All right, folks, get that bait out of the way. We had to show that, of course. Well, that's not a 9, though, Randy. We still got to get one more.
That's a nice bass. I'm glad. I'm proud of you.
Hey, I tell you what, buddy. Summertime fishing. And the problem, of course, folks, is most of this water is it's 15, 18 feet around it, but it's 20, 22 right there. I mean, you've got to have a bait like that that'll get in. In fact, I know all of y'all, you regulars, know how much I've been throwing that Fat A, that Fire Tiger, and they're making this one for us. They're supposed to be making me a color on this one for the Fire Tiger in this bait. The main thing is this slim body. Hand me your bait that you're throwing, because I really kind of picking on Randy with this. He's got this, not that the color I don't think make any difference at depth or anything, but this Bomber and this regular Model A, and it's 7.
Yeah, it's a 9. That's a 9.
Oh, yeah, 9. But the lip, the difference in the size of the lip, but look at the fatness in the body.
Yeah.
And they're just about the same length, if y'all can get a good shot of that. And the thing that I'm really trying to point out is this one, today, we've really been having to throw into the wind a lot. It's been tough on Randy. That bait, it's a diving jewel now. It's caught a lot of fish over the years, but the thing is, and Randy, I'm gonna hit this trolling motor, don't let me throw you out of the boat.
All right.
Thing is when that wind's blowing hard, that particular bait, that lip is so big, it catches a lot of wind. It makes the bait twist. Half the time you can't get it as far as you want when you have to make a really long cast. I'm not gonna say it's not a good bait, but it's just the thing is this one is easier to cast. And of course, Bill Dance is the one that come up with it, and that's because he's getting to be an older man than I am, and he gets tired during the day. Sorry, Bill. But the thing is he's a friend. The thing is this one won't wear you out all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, that big baby there, now you crank it all day, and I guarantee you'll be tired come evening. And this one is just almost like pulling a 6A or something through the water. It really doesn't have that much resistance.
I'm glad you caught that fish. I don't have to pull the sucker no more for
We
a
put
little
your
bit.
phone number up again because you are the man that put me there. I didn't know that fish was there. But y'all do stay with us. Well, one more thing. It's 5 fish, 14 inch here on Nocona, and we never did tell them lake record,
1270.
And that was back in March of 92.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's time for you to break it. I'll say that now.
I'd like
Weldon
to.
will come out here. Weldon Duff, that's the other half, the good half of this.
Yeah, Weldon, he
fishing.
caught a 12.10. And I actually got it certified as a lake record because it had there was a typo in that. You know, we was talking about?
Right.
It had 12.07. Well, they sent him actually a certificate on it.
And that locked it in.
Well, but then Elton Burleson, the man that had the record, he called them and they said, oh, we messed up. But they'd already give Weldon.
TP&W didn't ever mess.
Well, but anyway, it was kind of a weird deal, but they went ahead and told Elton, and they changed it now. When you get your record, it shows
1270.
it's 1270. But it showed 1207 for 2 or 3 years.
As always, y'all stay with us. Deb will be up this week's BCA report, and I think we do have a little outline in the corner, don't we? Well, we'll show you something on the map.
I think you've got
It'd be
one.
tough out here unless you got this man with you. You're not gonna find this brush pile, I'll tell you now. But it's a sweet little lake, folks. But y'all stay with us. Skim be right back.
No matter where you fish, no matter what you fish for, one line does it all. Silver Thread. From the Bass Pros to the toughest saltwater challenges, one line does it all. Silver Thread. It's super strong, amazingly tough, incredibly thin. Silver Thread, the line that does it all.
Is a superstar spokesman what makes Oshman's Super Sports USA?
Dream on.
Oshman's is supersized and super fun. Why, you can play your favorite sport right in the store. Shoot hoops, hit golf balls, swing a bat, or a racket. Or get your kicks 100 other fun ways. Think there's a more super sports store than Oshman's Super Sports?
In your dreams.
The dream starts at Oshman's.
Catch the outdoor action. There's something for everyone at Wildlife Expo. Hunters, anglers, rock climbers, campers, and outdoor lovers of all ages can have a field day at Texas Wildlife Expo. It's time again for Wildlife Expo, a weekend of family fun. And best of all, it's free. Catch the outdoor action at Texas Wildlife Expo, October 5th and 6th in Austin.
In this week's Honey Hole BCA profile, we meet the Chunkin' Wine Bass Club. Honey Hole representative is Larry Crawford. This club meets at the Chuck Wagon Restaurant in Denton. They hold 10 regular and 1 open event each year and have 15 active members. In Longview, the East Texas Bass Anglers. Honey Hole representative is Dale Smith. This club holds their meetings at the Hot Biscuit Restaurant the first Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. They hold 12 individual events each year and have 22 active members. In Huntsville, the Huntsville Bassmasters. Honey Hole representative is Charles Hilliard. This club meets on the first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. at Bullwinkle's Restaurant. This club holds 12 draw tournaments each year. And in Houston, the S&B Bassmasters. Honey Hole representative is Dudley Tunstall. This club meets at the S&B Engineers Office on Sage Road in Houston. They hold 10 or 11 regular and draw events each year and have 27 active members. If you're looking for a good club to join, give us a call at 817-738-5596. Join a bass club for the fun of it. And be sure to join us each week to meet more of the best bass clubs in the nation. Now back to Jerry in the studio.
Wanted to start out this week, folks, letting y'all know on that last fish, I failed to say that the particular bait we were talking about was the fat-free shad. And I think most of you have heard that name now. And of course, they've had one that runs about 22 feet deep, of course, depending on your line size. But the new model they're coming out for 97 is about a 15-foot diver. It's a little slimmer, a little smaller, and even easier yet to run through the water. Very important. Do have some information this week. Instead of going to a map in Nocona, I had a couple of things I want to tell you, some rumors floating around. Martin Creek Lake is closed, folks. They've had to shut those ramps down. It's 7 feet low, and you cannot launch at those ramps. What they're doing, though, is allowing you to put in a flat-bottom boat. If you have something you can load by hand, that's no problem. But temporarily now, the ramps are closed at Martin Creek. Also at Lake Nocona, we've heard some rumors that it was shut down, and that is not true. Now, we've checked those out, and there is still at least 3 ramps that are usable on Nocona. I also wanted to share with you that at Fayette County, they really are enforcing a no-wake rule. Now, this is something they've had for quite some time. They did have an accident earlier this year, I believe, with one of the ski-doos or whatever. But the thing is, they are aggressively enforcing that. Slow yourself down when you're at Fayette County. Also, this week's winner, the 1-year subscription, is Linda Hobson. And Linda comes from Atlanta, Texas, or lives in Atlanta, Texas, which is over near Texarkana. And Linda, you'll start receiving the book, of course, with the September-October issue. We are going to run this on through the end of the year, folks, so any of you that do want to send in a postcard, we ask that you put your address, but also your home phone number, just in case you are a current subscriber. We'll offer you your choice of TLG maps. Till next week, see you then on the Bass Fishing Show of Texas.
A little frayed around the edges, tattered at the seams, worn by the weather, but I still have my dreams. So I wrote me a letter to Deb and Jerry Dean. Please put me on the cover of Honey Hole magazine. Well, I'm a little hard to look at, but I got a fishing soul. Think by now you know that. I watch Honey Hole. I fished Hubbard Creek and Mervale, most water in between. Please put me on the cover of Honey Hole magazine. Put me on the cover, Honey Hole magazine. Well, I was down in Brownwood, out in Palestine, and I fished Fork and Fairfield and courses Cypress Spring. Put me on the cover, Honey Hole magazine. Oh, my hair's a little grayer, my eyes a little old. Do you think I stand a prayer to get on Honey Hole? I fished all over Texas, not much water I ain't seen. Please put me on the cover of Honey Hole magazine.